Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Middle Age Masher. Today I want to talk to you about something that's a little disconcerting to a cyclist, especially when you put in the work, the mileage, and the base fitness in order to achieve. That happens to be a cardiac event. Well, just so you know, I just turned 53 and I had a little bit of an issue over the Christmas holiday. One, for about 30 days prior, I was monitoring my heart rate with my Garmin and my heart rate monitor. And I was noticing that my heart rate was kind of spiking and being consistent across the board at about 120 to 125 beats per minute. That's sitting on the couch watching TV for hours at a time, doing nothing but putting my feet up and sitting there, 125 beats per minute. Well, I kind of knew that was wrong, and I had a lot of stressors going on in my life, so I chalked it up to, it is what it is. It'll get better once my nerves and anxiety calm down. Well, it led into some lightheadedness, and one day it kind of escalated, and that escalation happened on Christmas Eve this year, the 24th of December. And what happened was I had the most unbelievable chest pain in my neck, pain in my chest, radiated down both arms into my legs. It was the worst thing ever. I thought just because I'm an idiot, I would go outside in the lovely cold of Glenview, Illinois in December and try to walk it off. Well, that lasted about 20 minutes. I came back in the house and went into my room and laid there and decided that this wasn't working. I woke my family up, and immediately the response was, "We're going to the hospital." So I went to the hospital, laid there, suffered, got right in, thank you, hospital, and I got diagnosed eventually with constrictive pericarditis. And what that is, it's your heart is kind of encompassed by a fluid-like sac, and I had heart rub or rubbing against that sac, and it inflamed my heart. Well, immediately I was brought in and got an angiogram, and in my own right way, I was kind of hoping that they were going to find some form of a blockage or some kind of occlusion or something like that. But after the angiogram, an EKG, an echocardiogram, nothing was found. It was completely wide open. My arteries, my veins were as healthy as two wide hoses flowing right into my heart. They did notice that I had a little bit of a enlarged heart. But what they did notice that I had something called flutter or A-fib. And that A-fib was basically running uncontrolled at 120 to 125 beats per minute, even with pharmaceuticals to help kind of relieve that. So lo and behold, I stabilize out. My chest rub goes away. The pericarditis, the antibiotics take care of that. I get discharged with the instructions to call the electrophysiologist and get scheduled for something called a cardiac ablation. If you guys don't know what an ablation is something that they do either via heat or cold electrical stimulus that goes in through the arteries located in your groin all the way up your chest into your heart, where they have magical guys who do magical stuff, and they fix your heart by freezing and or heating up and scarring the inside of your heart where those flutters, where those A-fibs are occurring. So I went over that procedure, had it done that same day. It was amazing. My heart went from 124 beats per minute to roughly 62, 57, 58, stabilized out where it normally was. Again, I'm used to riding my bike about 3,000 miles a year with a lot of base fitness, especially over this past year. So at that point, I was ecstatic. So here I am a couple weeks out post-surgery. My heart rate is still very consistent, and I monitor again with these while I'm sleeping and while I'm awake at certain points in time. And it is amazing. This A-fib has been taken care of. But the unfortunate thing is right now I'm on blood thinners. I have a new sense of mortality in me. No longer do I feel like Peter Pan and I can go dirt jump and hit everything I want to do with reckless disregard. Nothing's going to happen to me. It gave me a little bit of sense of mortality and just caring about myself, to be quite honest. And now I'm on the recovery stage and I'm on the blood thinners, meaning I have to be on them for 3 months. And this is really hard. I am considering not riding my mountain bike as much because when we ride our mountain bikes, our heart rate kind of goes aerobic and anaerobic and spikes rather quickly and escalates and descends rather quickly, which is something that's really not good for my condition right now. On a road bike or gravel bike, I have the ability to keep that 120 or 110, that zone 2 for a long period of time. And in the event that I overexert, I can always tone back the effort, right? So here's kind of my dilemma right now. I am actually looking at, I'm going to throw this out there, and I've never ever said I would do this, but looking at e-bikes. Not sure which one I want, if I want a full powered or a partially powered one. Don't know how really I'm going to afford it at this point in time. I have my analog bike, which I kind of want to keep, but in my own sense, I kind of want to sell as well. So, I'm open to suggestions on e-bikes, manufacturers that, if you want to help a guy out, help me out. Not looking to ride one forever, just in this interim phase, probably a solid year where I can monitor my heart rate, still have fun on the descents and get my party laps in with my bros, but I really need to make sure that heart rate stays consistent. So I don't know what happens out there in the real world. I feel very blessed that the ablation did correct my problem and got me going in the back direction. Am I afraid of what's going to happen if I push my heart? You betcha I'm afraid. It's kind of concerning to me. I honestly thought I was going to die. So if you don't hear from me or I don't show the amount of stoke that I normally do, I'm recovering. I want to get back out there. I'm still transitioning on where I'm going to live. And man, I just want to be back a part of the cycling community, back contributing, back sharing the stoke about riding a bike almost every day. E-bikes, if that's the choice I have to make, that's what I'm going to have to do. Again, I don't know what one I want, if I can even afford it. I don't want to sell my analog bike, but if I have to fund an e-bike, that's going to be really what I do. So to all those people out there in the past that have supported me, with either product, with either support, with great comments on Instagram or YouTube, thank you so much. Going to keep doing that. One important thing I need to also tell everybody is the next question that usually comes up regarding the pericarditis and the A-fib. Everybody asks me, did I get the vaccine? Well, I did not. I am completely unvaxxed, originally from Arizona. Didn't ever do it. So it's not a after effect or anything of a vaccine. Now, I did get COVID-19 twice over the past, 2 years that it was around. The first time felt like a bad flu. The second time I didn't even really notice. I thought I had a cold. So I don't know if that's contributed. I don't think it has. I think this is probably a fluke, an overexertion, a hereditary thing. Really, the physicians don't really have a hard set answer for me. It's just something happened. You have to deal with it. Take the blood thinners for 3 months, come back, see where you're at, and slowly ease back into the effort zones that I'm used to doing. So that's my story, guys. It's going to be a 10-minute video. I don't think anybody's going to get to the end of it. But again, thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Don't think you're invisible. Listen to your body. Take precautions. Do the right thing. And ride your bike. Hey, we'll talk to you soon. And I appreciate everybody watching.